Welcome back to the channel, and huge shout out to my best friend since the 8th grade. He made the song for that intro video. It's outstanding. You'd think it was straight out of Heroes of the Storm. Sign that guy up for Blizzard. If you want to show him some support, head on over to twitch.tv/Muntuns, MUNTUNS. Give that guy a follow. He certainly deserves it. My best friend since the 8th grade just did that for fun, for free for us. He makes music on his channel. Check him out. Welcome to the show. However, we got a thriller here. Zirconium League, formerly known as Would Tap That, up against Team Training Wheels. Some former players from Would Tap That on that, most notably Mongoose himself, NGS board member, former ReGen Blue captain. Last time he played in the ReGen Invitational, of course, it was with ReGen, but here tonight, maybe you guys at home can help cheer on Mongoose. He's up against an old friend, Shadonis, the host of, the captain of, Zirconium League. Couldn't remember their name for a second. I was thinking Would Tap That, but Zirconium League, the new name, and he's the captain, also hosting our lobby. That's why I had it mistaken. Who is Ouija? We have an extra player in our lobby. Let's figure this out. Okay, I think this person will exit. We'll find out. You're on team 2. Okay, I was kicking out the wrong. Well, I'm not host, so we almost kicked out the wrong player. Mongoose. All right, so Zirconium League number 8 seed and Team Training Wheels number 9 seed here in the invitational bracket. If you want to check out the brackets, of course, you can type !bracket in chat, and you can find out more there. Of course, I want to mention our sponsors. We have, of course, Nexus Gaming Series. You guys know them all too well. Season 9 about to get started. I think it was 105 teams registered. Insane. Our first time topping 100 teams since Season 5 and the HGC collapse. So Heroes of the Storm is live and kicking. Huge props to all you teams out there, including these two tonight. We'll be participating in Season 9. If you want to contribute to our charity, military and veteran gamers, they work with military veterans suffering with PTSD and depression. Every dollar you contribute goes towards a tremendous cause. They send out care packages to these individuals and really helps put a smile on their face when they need it most. So any dollar you can spare goes a long way for this charity. Thank you so much for considering. Thanks for hanging with us. Just watching this tournament in general really goes a long way with making this happen. So thank you to all you viewers out there, and hopefully you're strapped in and ready for an exciting matchup tonight here. Number 8 versus number 9. I'm going to let them know I'm ready to go. I think everyone's back. They were getting some drinks and using the restroom and all those things. Zirconium League ready to go. Just waiting to hear back from TTW before we kick off game number 1. Let's talk about the bans really quick. Zirconium League took away Towers of Doom and Sky Temple. And Team Training Wheels, they took away Brax's Holdout and Infernal Shrines. Here for game number 1, it will be Volskaya Foundry. As chosen by Team Training Wheels, everyone appears to be ready to go. All the R's in chat. And I think Shadonis is starting it up for us. So without further ado, I present to you Zirconium League and Team Training Wheels. And here we go. It will be the blue team banning first, and tonight that will be Zirconium League, the higher seed here, the number 8 seed over number 9. So they get the privilege of playing on the left-hand side. Will it be an advantage? Probably not. But maybe for them, mentally, psychologically, it'll help them out here. 30 seconds for their first ban. We've seen a lot of bans on Deathwing, a lot of bans on Zool. A few other heroes fitting in there, like perhaps like a Sylvanas. We've seen like a Garrosh taken out, but I think really it's going to be priority taking away the Deathwing, taking away the Zool, especially on maps like this where rotations can really help set yourselves up on those points and push down some of those towers early, some of those forts early. 3 seconds to see what Zirconium League is thinking about, and it's actually going to be a Deckard Cain ban. So perhaps a bit of a target ban, not quite sure what they're thinking of playing for TTW. Who is playing support? I don't know. Zool will be taken away by TTW, and that's a bit more like it. Expecting perhaps a Deathwing taken out here, or does Zirconium League want to keep the dragon alive and perhaps be able to take it with their first pick? So who else might they be thinking about? I mentioned that Garrosh, he's been somewhat of a nuisance for some teams, but here we see Muradin being taken away instead. So in my opinion, two not often seen bans, which might signal that Zirconium League did some homework. Perhaps they know a thing or two about these players and had a game plan coming in. There's the Chromie ban, which means Deathwing will be available here with the first pick for Zirconium League. They're going to think about it. Plenty of time on this clock to make the decision and make sure it's what they want to take early in this draft. And you know, you got to have a player who's comfortable on the hero. You got to have a strategy to pair in with it. 3 seconds to make this choice. And instead, they think the priority is on Sylvanas, another very strong hero, which I mentioned. It's going to leave open a Jaina for Jason, one of his patented mages. I always end up spelling it Jayna when Jason plays it in my book, because you know it's a special hero when your name is Jay and her name is Jay. No Deathwing. Neither team taking it with opportunity to do so. Mongoose going to grab his ETC, which means we're back on over to Zirconium League. Do they take this second opportunity to take it? We'll find out. Kael'thas picked up by Tyneus Vane. And 3 seconds for this third selection will be Johanna for Deadon. Final ban of this game number 1 now for Team Training Wheels. Can consider taking out the Deathwing here again. We saw a different dragon taken out with their second ban, that Chromie. But instead, they just got to worry about support still. Anduin going to be taken out. And not a bad decision, as can pair in very nicely with that Light Bomb and that Falling Sword with Johanna. Final ban now for Zirconium League, and still no support on the side of Team Training Wheels. So do they want to get rid of something like an Ana? No support on their own end, so might not want to go too crazy with it. So I think this is right. Alexstrasza taken out. She can be a menace here on Volskaya Foundry, popping that Dragon Queen, holding down those points, making sure no one walks in with those Dragon Breaths going out. So Team Training Wheels are going to have to dig another bit deeper, but still open as that Ana, I think, pairs in so nicely with Jaina. First, they're going to grab the Greymane. And it'll actually be Stukov for Ouija, which isn't a horrible idea either. That Silence paired in with some of these slows, the roots from ETC, if you can get those stuns off, and of course his Mosh Pit, which will really, really set some things going. Final 2 picks for Zirconium League. 3 seconds left. Need a support, and it's going to be Lily to help shut down this gray main. Final pick in the solo lane for Shadonis will be Leoric. And a quick grab for Honeybear. It's going to be Sonya, the final selection for Team Training Wheels. So time to go to chat, see who you guys are here rooting for. I'm going to open up a poll, and I'm going to encourage you guys to vote. Let's see here. Manage poll. New poll. Who will win Game 1? We have Zirconium League. And we have Team Training Wheels. And just like that, the poll is open. Head on over to your chat here on twitch.tv. Go up to the top, hit that drop down arrow, select the team you want to win, and make sure you hit submit. It's going to add in those tallies, and we're going to be able to see here on stream who you guys are rooting for. I don't quite have an opinion myself so far. I think the drafts on both sides have strong points, maybe have some weak points. Two healers that we don't see as often, Lily and Stukov. Perhaps the Lily gets some value here against the Grey Main. We're going to find out here in game number 1 as we load on in to Volskaya Foundry. Let's introduce this team on the left-hand side. We got Shadonis, the captain, playing the janitor Leoric on the soap as well. Looking fly. Pet Wolverine going to play the Sylvanas. That's Bob33 on Lily. Tyneus Vane on the Kael'thas, and Deadon playing the Scarlet Johanna. Make some noise for Zirconium League. And over on the right-hand side, the number 9 seed here in the invitational bracket, the captain, Giggleshmack, going to be playing Grey Main. You see Ouija on Stukov, Mongoose on his ETC, Honeybear on the Sonya. Couldn't quite tell what that was. And last but not least, playing the Jaina, it's Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, they are Team Training Wheels. Couple friendly sprays saying hello. You love to see it. This is exactly why we're playing this charity event. The good sportsmanship, the good fun. And here we go. Game number 1 ready to commence. Johanna going to lead it off with a big condemn into the middle, but ETC jumping on this Kael'thas, and first blood coming at the 30-second mark for Team Training Wheels. Able to make this rotation up to top. Actually going to send the Sonya, looks like, down to the bottom lane. As TTW off to a quick start, looking to shut down their nemesis here in this invitational tournament. Another good blizzard here from Jaina, gonna get some damage out onto Deadon, and Johanna able to back up and get some supporting from Lily. But what a start already. Team Training Wheels looking good as Kael'thas just getting back from base. A minute later, they're finally ready to go. Check out this bottom lane matchup. It's going to be Sonya versus Leoric, and what a good matchup for Sonya because she's able to spin without being interrupted at all. So will be plenty of extra health gain for Honeybear, and of course we see it. It will be War Paint at level 1, which means these auto attacks, if Honeybear does any auto attacks, would be healing. That was pretty good work by Shadonis. I mean, Sonya is now threatened all the way back, hasn't been spinning. Gonna wait for this to crash in, and we'll take a peek back at mid. Early turret pickup from both teams. Pet Wolverine holding it on the Sylvanas for Zirconium League, and there's Giggleshmack holding it on the Grey Main for Team Training Wheels, as both teams clashing here in the top lane. Mongoose says, we got the wave, time to rotate towards mid. And down on the bottom, once again, Sonya a bit scared up against this Leoric so far. Here comes Stukov to help and support. And finally, Honeybear going to start spinning, getting some of that XP with the Whirlwind, but not quite enough as Shadonis able to land that Spectral Leech and shut down a lot of the healing, actually stealing away health from Sonya. Now both teams looking at their siege camps on the top side. Sylvanas and Lily going to grab it first for Zirconium League, and on the opposite side, Team Training Wheels a little bit behind, but have it now, and will channel it. No, will hold it. Looks like they're going to wait until control point A is a little bit closer. They're going to work on clearing this camp up top. Maybe a smart call here by Mongoose. I think running some of these shot calls out of the tank position, playing the ETC here, as what a setup by Zirconium League. They're looking for Mongoose. Find him with that gravity lapse. Now the pullback with Condemn and also blinded his ETC, but he's able to scoot away. Got a little bit of armor from some of his basic abilities, and will be able to survive as the wave clear up top from Jaina and Stukov. Able to clear out that camp and not to head on back to base to get some mana for Jason. As we check out down bottom, Sonya still dealing with this Leoric, but maybe having a bit of a better time now with a health bar to work with. Healy Camp is active on the map as Team Training Wheels is here up top. ETC gonna face melt back a few targets and then power slide through a few more. Good escape by Mongoose, keeping Gigglesmack. His IRL brother, what a story there it is. Getting to play with him for, I think, the first time. Except maybe way back in Chair League days. Mongoose, you can correct me later if I'm wrong about that. Level 7s for both teams. Still no selection for Sylvanas finally picking up Barb Shot, and nothing yet from Stukov at level 7. Good silence there as Mongoose able to slide on through on a few targets, but will pay with his life. First kill of the game, make it 2 there for Zirconium League. They get control of this point with the help of one of their turrets, and opportunity to steal one away from Team Training Wheels. Here comes Lily and Leoric onto the Team Training Wheels fortification camp. Sylvanas also going to join up. Stukov playing the role of the pestering pustule, but won't be enough to push back Zirconium League as the turret is stolen away. Now another one available on the opposite side of the map. We'll see if they want to go for it. 76% on the channel at control point A thus far. As Sonya trying to escape in the bottom lane. Looks like this will be enough for Team Training Wheels, but on the point, or excuse me, will be enough for Zirconium League, but on the point is Team Training Wheels. Here they come once again with Mongoose back from base. Johanna gonna lead it off. Another big pullback with that Condemn. And that'll do it, pushing TTW off the point. Kael'thas hopping in as the pilot. Who's gonna be the gunner here? There goes Johanna into the gunner seat, as they're gonna march right up to the top lane for going any damage onto that mid wall. They're going to start working on the wall here in the top lane. Shutting down the turret with that Nintendo Power Glove, as some of you kids at home like to call it. Actually, I can't say kids, because what kid knows what a Nintendo Power Glove is? I know, I'm old. Maybe I'm showing my age a bit, as Zirconium League able to get through the well and one of the turrets up top, but really not too much value. They do end up getting the well, which a lot of people will consider a win. But no structures, just turrets, just a wall, just a well. And here comes TTW onto the support camp, knowing their opponents aren't quite at level 10. They want to take this fight on this point as quickly as they can before those heroics are achieved. And they will get it. Gigglesmack picking up the heal camp, now escaping with his disengage, but stuck in his Mongoose, and he might fall. They might have to use this heal. Stukov can't get off the bio kill switch in time, and Mongoose will fall before level 10s are achieved for TTW. Let's look at some of these picks for Zirconium League. Will be March of the Black King for Leoric. Wow, you don't see that all the time. Jugs for Lily. Blessed Shield, of course, for Johanna. Wailing Arrow for Sylvanas, and Pyro Blaster for the Kael'thas. On the other side will be Leap for Sonya. That's my favorite. Way to go, pick. And a massive shove for Stukov. Water Elemental. Go for the throat. And Mongoose, Lord willing, you will hit a mosh pit in this game number 1. We'll find out for that ETC. Very close now on XP as level 11 is picked up here. For Team Training Wheels, we're just about deadlocked. Sonya appearing to start to pick up the pace a bit, able to rotate up and down between top and mid. Here comes Mongoose leading the squad down to this enemy fortification camp. An aggressive play, knowing they have this support camp with them. Jaina now the last to arrive, as Shadonis is going to check it out just a little bit too late. And TTW able to steal that camp away successfully. Jason now working by himself, picking up a few of these Q talents, Frost Shards and Ice Lance, which is giving plenty of cooldown reduction on that Q for Jaina, able to solo that fortification camp herself. And now item control will favor TTW. I don't even know, do they? No items right now for Zirconium League, whereas there's 2 turrets and a heal camp in the hands of TTW. XP pretty close, but currently in the lead is Zirconium League as they're keeping the rotation together. 5 heroes in the bottom lane right now. Do they siege forward? Looks like they will. There's Johanna. There's the Sylvana shutting down some towers, and this will be a big push for them. But up top, it means TTW able to siege forward and get through perhaps the well of their own up here. You saw before that Zirconium League able to take it out with the help of that Triglot Protector. But here's TTW doing it without. Now a minion wave showing up. Plenty of damage forward, and they might get the first structure of the game or make it second because bottom lane. Zirconium League taking out the bottom lane fort. Here we go. Control point B active, and Jason going to move on back first. The Oric low on health. He just got harassed back. Had to use the well. Going to need a little bit of help from Lily when she arrives. No level 13 yet for TTW, but they do see a support camp on the map. Might be going for it. Nope, they got to try to save Sonya, and they will. Here's a power slide onto Leoric, now knocking him back. We'll pop that Wraith Walk and get away as Shadonis, as a bit of bomb spread coming out from Kel'Thas. A few heroes there from TTW taking a brunt of that. Just the first turret dropped as TTW able to power slide in. ETC finding the kill there on Leoric, but a lot of trouble. Giggle's back in trouble. Here comes the Pyroblast finishing off Greymane. It's a 2-for-1, make it 2 for 2 as Sonya falls. Mongoose trying to escape now, low on health. Gonna need some supporting from Stukov, but it is a bot. Ouija has disconnected. Still no pause yet from TTW. I'm wondering if they're gonna hit pause anytime soon. They're just going to back on out as Stukov heads to the bottom lane. Finally, we get a pause. And I got to say, thank you
New follower.
to Slexia.
New follower detected.
What is that, a double follow? No, just one follow. Rovac. I think because I switched scenes, it like... No, it is a double follow. Holy moly. You guys are great. Thank you for the raid, Slexia. Hopefully your match went well. OSD was playing against Team Happy Cloud. I think I saw OSD up 1-0. I didn't see how it ended because we started this stream. But let's check out our poll results here for game number 1. You guys at home didn't even vote. No votes. So undecided. That's okay. Thank you for the follows, though. Rovac and I am McLovin. Appreciate you guys for being here.
New follower
thanks.
detected.
Ooh, another follow this time. ReGen Ghost member, the Stu Manchu. Thank you for hopping in. Excited to see you guys play later on this week. Oh my God, it's a follow
New
train.
follower detected.
Sammy Grubber this time. 4 straight from you guys. Appreciate all the love. And once again, thank you for stopping in and participating as a viewer here for the ReGen Invitational.
A new
really
subscriber has been acquired.
Oh my gosh.
We'll bring the hype.
I'll bring all the hype for you, Lids. Thank you, man. 5 months in a row for Liderock being a subscriber here on twitch.tv/murderrg. Appreciate you, friend, and thank you so much. Another ReGen Ghost team member. So I guess you guys are tuned in after your scrim. How'd it go? Did you guys win tonight? I don't know. Hopefully you did. We are still in a disconnect break here during game number 1. It is a quarter level lead, a 2-kill lead for Zirconium League, and currently they have possession of control point B, up by 50%. They're at 74. And Slexia reporting a 2-0 victory for OSD. Let me actually go and update our bracket. Looks like someone already did. You guys are fantastic. Dang it, you said my name wrong. All right. Samig Rubber. It's not Sammy Grubber. Sam Mig Rubber. Sam McGruber? McGruber! I said Gruber right before you typed Gruber, I swear. I know this is on a 30-second delay, but I said Gruber, and then you typed Gruber, and I was like, ah. Sammy McGruber. I'm sorry. Of course McGrubber would have been 2 B's, right? Only ref can do it. All right, here we go. We're back on in. 3, 2, 1.
The prodigal hero
And we are
returns.
restarted. Team Training Wheel is going to find a siege camp, but they will find themselves up against another Triglav Protector. This one may be a bit unfortunate having that disconnect happen during that fight.
Blue team
Last
has taken
rotation,
control
we
of
saw
our
the
protector.
Triglav try to focus down this top fort and really only ended up getting the well. And it looks like they're going to resume duties here in the top lane. Pressuring on in with a minute left on the clock. Maybe wasting a couple of precious seconds there at the start, but finally making this decision to move in. Going to clear up that siege camp, and now with that water elemental down, perhaps in trouble. It's Sylvanas falling first. The go for the throat from Greymane, finding the kill, now leaping in onto this Lily. Umbob33 trying to escape, and it's a Triglav Protector now, surrounded by a bunch of red shirts, and Mongoose going to harass it all the way back. That water elemental went the full timer. Tremendous value from Jason, who's able to use his Hearth back in the vent. Jaina will be safe. And this Protector, all but neutralized with only 20 seconds remaining, 24% on the health bar. Leoric and Sonya continuing to rotate between mid and bot. But first to 16 will be Zirconium League, now shoving back Mongoose. He's able to power slide through, get back to safety. Has that mosh pit if he wants to use it, but might have to find another power slide cooldown before he's able to do it. There's the Triglav Protector being exploded. And no further attack from Team Training Wheels. A couple camps now on the map. Here comes Team Training Wheels onto theirs first. Let's check out the other side as well, as Zirconium League able to get through it just as quickly with the help of the Sylvanas. Did she go into Merc Queen? No Merc Queen here. But I do like this pickup at 16. It is Will of the Forsaken. Going to help up against that ETC and those power slides a lot if she finds herself out of position. But here's TTW playing aggressive on the support camp once again. Last time they were able to get it with Mongoose standing in this very position. But this time, Blessed Shield and a good, sturdy shield from Johanna it was, until this mosh pit hitting 3 targets, but no kills yet until Gigglesmack able to leap in with that go for the throat. The heal camp item picked up by Shadonis. Ends up being a 2-for-2 trade out. But stealing the item, making it worth it for Zirconium League. They walk away victors there and still maintain a third of a level lead. I'll say 1/3 of a level. Maybe now it's closer to a half. Yeah, that was a big wave. Kel'Thas up top, that'll do it. Tyneus Vayne, shout out there. Ooh. Ciaris in the chat saying, now there's a face I haven't seen in a hot minute. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in quite some time either. Thank you for checking out the stream, checking out the ReGen Invitational 3. Tonight we are in the Invitational bracket. Of course, this time, if you don't know, we have 2 separate events going on simultaneously. We have the Challenger bracket, which is designed for Division S, NGS Heroic Division, and NGS Division A teams. And then we have the Invitational bracket, which is this match here, which is NGS Division B, C, and D teams. So a bit more parity perhaps in the brackets than former ReGen Invitationals, and so far making for some exciting matches. I've been enjoying it, and nothing different here. Perhaps our closest match we've been able to showcase yet. And currently is TTW ever so slightly behind Zirconium League. Level 18 for both sides as Sonya continuing to stay split out. There's 5 heroes near the top lane here for Zirconium League, but no fight's going to break out. Control point C just announced. And now it might be a situation where Sonya's in trouble. They're trying to get behind her. Honeybear has got to start getting out of here. Big slow applied by Leoric. Follow-up condemned. There's the gravity lapse as well. Trying to spin, but Honeybear cannot win. Good work by the entire squad of Zirconium League, making that rotation down and finding Sonya at a very opportune moment. Now the fortification camp trying to be picked up, but they get pushed right on out by Shadonis. Look at Ouija so low. The wailing arrow from Sylvanas helping pick it up with that Spectral Leech. Another kill, make it 9 in the game for the Z-League, and 4 of them belonging to Tyneus Vayne on this Kel'Thas, a hero you don't often see anymore. But in the right hands and up against the right team, could be just the pick you want. Shadona's having that heal item at mid. Getting a bit of poke there applied from Jaina, but we'll be just fine as Greymane trying to help secure some XP in the top lane. I'm going to rotate towards Jaina and ETC at mid. They're behind on these level 20s, which are just now picked up by Zirconium League. Uh-oh. Leoric in trouble. Has the Wraith Walk. Not in trouble. What a hero, right? You never die. But you always die. So which one is it? Ciara is saying, getting back into HOTS after a 2-year hiatus. Well, welcome back. You're joining at a fantastic time. I mentioned earlier, Nexus Gaming Series just got 105 teams registered for Season 9, the most we've had since Season 5, and before the fall of the HGC. So, huge clap to all you teams, all you players out there who registered. I'm certainly thrilled for the start of Season 9, getting to cast a lot of those matches for all of you. Whoa, here's a big power slide. They find the kill on Sylvanas before the Jugs were able to come out. They shoved Dead On all the way back and maybe help him a bit. I still haven't seen too much from the mosh pit. The first one was interrupted. Maybe this is it here. Ooh, but the Nintendo Power Glove once again. Here's Honey Bear on the backside, able to spear on in. There's a spin. Can Mongoose find one last power slide? There's the leap. They're going to need it here. Blessed Shield. Here's the power slide. Does he? No mosh pit yet. Still nothing. Has to use the heal camp. Black March. What value from Leoric? Now Ouija in trouble. He's going to be killed by the Triglav Protector. And oh man, you hate to see it. I think maybe should have been a good spot for TTW. Going to end up losing 2 heroes, Stukov and Jaina down. Now ETC getting hit by that laser. Has to use Bolt of the Storm to get out. Just picked up there at level 20 by Mongoose. But having to make this defense up against this Triglav Protector. Just 8 seconds left, 5% on the health bar. There will be a continued push here, so they have to use this turret, and here comes the Pyroblast. It's on Gigglesmack, no supporting available, and Greymane is down. Just 2 heroes remaining in defense now for Team Training Wheels, as Shadona is trying to lead the crew on in to get the first keep of the game down. With Kael'thas here, it should be doable, and it will be. It is down. 50 seconds for Greymane, 25 for Jaina, and 12 for Stukov. Here comes the Z-League trying to close out game number 1 here on Volskaya Foundry. It's just Honey Bear and Mongoose in defense. Still holding on to that mosh pit is ETC. Gonna use it, but ain't nothing saving the Goose that time. Sonya down as well. Just Stukov here in defense now. 50% on the core. And it looks like game number 1 gonna be handed over to the number 8 seed, Zirconium League. And let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series and Military and Veteran Gamers. Shadonis, the captain, leading his team in Siege, leading his team in hero damage, leading his team in self-healing, and leading his team in XP. Shadonis, you are our Game 1 MVP. An outstanding performance there. 5 kills as well. You got to credit Tynea's Vayne. Great work from the Kael'thas. From that mage position, only the 1 death. And overall, it's 14 kills for Zirconium League and just the 8 for Team Training Wheels. Let's take a look at these talents before we head on into a short break. It was March of the Black King from Leoric, helping lead the way, and that Spectral Leech and Mithril Mace pick up at 13 and 16. You did not see this all the time, but it worked out there in game number 1 for Leoric. It worked out in game number 1 for Zirconium League. We're going to be taking a short break, but before we go, I want to be sure to mention our sponsor, Military and Veteran Gamers. They are a non-profit charity supporting military veterans suffering with PTSD and depression. Anything you can do to contribute goes a long way. They love sending out care packages to individuals, these veterans that are in need. Put a smile on their faces. Say thank you to our armed forces. If you would like to donate, exclamation point donate in chat. And if you're curious about our brackets, exclamation point bracket. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. We still have more action coming up next. We're going to take a short break and set up game number 2. And welcome back to the stream. I'm your host, Murda. You are watching live on twitch.tv/MurdaRG. Thank you for being here. Looks like game number 2, chosen by Zirconium League. It's going to be Dragonshire. To recap our bans earlier, it was Team Training Wheels taking away Brax's Holdout and Infernal Shrines. Zirconium League took away Towers of Doom and Sky Temple. There on game number 1, it was won by Zirconium League on Volskaya Foundry. And as I just mentioned, this game number 2 is going to be Dragonshire. First to pick will be Team Training Wheels, as they opted for that first pick. Waiting on everyone to show up. Looks like we just got everyone here. And I will let them know I'm ready when you are. Ready when you guys are. All right. So, who's here? Who's been following some of the tournament? I know Graysville was live earlier. It was ACA taking the 2-0 victory tonight. And then Slexia was live at the same time, featuring OSD versus THC. And it was OSD taking the 2-0 victory there. Earlier tonight, here on my channel, we were hosting another invitational bracket matchup. It was Party Time 2-0 over the Nexus Cats. The winner of this matchup will be playing Party Time in the quarterfinal round next week. So Zirconium League now just one map away from advancing. Can Team Training Wheels send us to a game number 3? Remember, this is seed number 8 versus seed number 9. So pretty even matchup from my metrics. And that game number 1 looked pretty darn close to me. Could have really gone either way, but a few key fights, some key kills went the way of Zirconium League. They found that map number 1 win. Will they be able to continue? Or does Team Training Wheels send us to that game 3? In chat, Sammy McGruber. My friend is Shadonis. He invited me to watch. Shout out to Shadonis. He's been getting very active in NGS. You love to see it. All the volunteers we can get over there. Huge sponsor here for this event, Nexus Gaming Series, and excited, as I mentioned, for this Season 9 about to start. We have our championship Saturday for the ReGen Invitational next Saturday, April 18th, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. It'll go the rest of the night until we have 2 different champions taking place here on my channel and Bahamut Gaming He'll be hosting the Challenger bracket. I'll be hosting the Invitational bracket. But then the next night, Sunday night, April 19th, it's the Season 9 Division Reveal Mead Hall. All you NGS teams, you don't want to miss it, so make sure you're following twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Give them some love. We'll see you guys there on that Sunday. Teams here in our lobby, they're ready to go. I'm letting them know. Looks like we're about to kick off this game number 2 on Dragon Shire. Here we go. All right, so game 1, Zirconium League. Little crazy stuff going on. Banning out that Deckard Cain, banning out that Muradin to start, and Alex Straza in their final ban. Nothing too meta there. Some target bans, but maybe that played to their advantage, as you saw Team Training Wheels maybe struggling to find some kills at some of those key fights. So does Zirconium League stick with their bans, or do they switch it up at all? We didn't end up seeing Deathwing appear at all in the draft. Neither team picked it, neither team banned it. So I think we can maybe wipe away Deathwing as a consideration here in game number 2. But of course, anything can change. We're on Dragon Shire, and he's a darn dragon. 3 seconds left for TTW to make their first ban, and they had enough of Kael'thas. See you later, KT. Rexar ban can be dominant here on the top lane. Of course, this is Dragonshire. Misha just stands on that point, and there's really not much you can do if you don't have the right heroes with you. So maybe a smart ban, not wanting to deal with it for Zirconium League. More decisions to be made now for Team Training Wheels. They took away a Zool, but this time banning away a Garrosh, going to leave that Zool open for themselves. So does Zirconium League ban it out here? 20 seconds to think about it. And indeed they will, not wasting too much time at all. So where do they go from here? Of course, Deathwing is available, but we didn't see anyone think about it in game number 1. I'm not expecting it here, but I wouldn't be surprised. And no, it's just going to be Johanna for Mongoose. Probius! What? Someone call up Cat Peach. Her favorite hero has been picked. Probius and Leoric. Y'all love to see it. Of course, Leoric was our Game 1 MVP. Here comes a different mage, another one of Jason's favorites. It's Leeming this time. And the third selection, it'll be Ariel for Ouija. So where do you go from here? You see the Ariel pick up. She doesn't really rely on having a battery quite as much as she used to. So do they worry about banning out something like a Rainer that can help with a lot of steady damage? Yeah, that's what they're thinking as well. Rainer taken out. But I don't know if they really needed to. I think the Greymane's still out there. And we already saw game 1, Team Training Wheels put Gigglesmack on Greymane, and I think Greymane pairs in a bit nicer with the Leeming than Rainer does. So that part should be interesting. We'll find out in just a moment. Final ban, though, for TTW. They're on the clock. Maybe you want to get rid of a support? Yeah, it's going to be Ana banned away by Gigglesmack, and I think that is exactly what they needed to do in that position. So back over to Zirconium League. They did play the Lili support in game number 1. But so far, no auto attackers showing for Team Training Wheels, so they might hold that support choice back. Do they go towards their tank? They do find the Sylvanas again, which is pretty good in game number 1. Tynea's Vayne played the Kael'thas, though, so this is a role swap. And they do find an ETC for Deadon. Two pretty good picks. They do save that support selection. Final 2 picks, Imperius and Hanzo for Team Training Wheels. So I like the Hanzo. It's going to give them a lot of extra poke to pair him with Leeming on that bottom lane shrine. Really hard to stand in there when you have those scatter arrows coming in, especially at level 16 when they get the Pierce. Final pick's going to be Rhaegar for Umbob. I don't know what to make of this. Okay. Maybe you guys at home can help me. I'm going to open up another poll. Now, game number 1. You guys didn't vote. Makes me sad. this time, I'm going to ask for your help. Who's going to win game number 2? So I'm going to type it up. Who... Oh, that's not how you spell who. Who will win game 2? Zirconium League or Team Training. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at typing. Training Wheels. Finally got it. Oh my gosh. The poll is open. Head on up to the top side of your chat here on twitch.tv/murderrg. Hit that drop down. Select the team you want to win this game number 2. And make sure you hit submit. And then the results are going to pop in on the screen. You already see some votes coming in, looks like. So this time you guys are participating. Thank you. And welcome if you're just now joining. 28 of you guys out there. Here we go. Game number 2. Let's introduce this team on the left-hand side. Up front on the ETC, it'll be Dead On Tlems playing the Probius. Shadonis once again on Leoric. Umbob playing the Rhaegar. And Tyneus Vayne swapping over to Sylvanas. Make some noise for game 1 winners and the number 8 seed here in the invitational bracket. They are Zirconium League.
10 seconds.
And over on the right-hand side in red, we got Ouija up front on the Ariel. Mongoose can be playing the Johanna. Jason on that Star Princess Li Ming. Honey Bear on Imperius. And the Captain Gigglesmack on Hanzo. Ladies and gentlemen, you know them as Team Training Wheels. Level 1 talents up on the screen, and it will be Simple Geometry picked up for the Hanzo. Already getting off to work. 1 stack picked up early. Power slide through though onto Mongoose, and Johanna is down very quickly, just like in game number 1. Except in game number 1, it was Team Training Wheels getting the first blood. This time, switching sides, it's going to be Zirconium League with that first blood in the early lead. So we are seeing a Probius pickup. Of course, you guys already know, I don't have to mention, we rarely, if ever, get to see Probius. So what a treat here in the opening round of the ReGen Invitational. A nice power slide there by ETC, but a blink away by Jason means that Li Ming will be safe. Some magic missiles flying in, but not enough to threaten anyone from Zirconium League. And we haven't yet checked out this top lane matchup. It's going to be Imperius versus Leoric. So far, it appears as though Imperius getting the better half. Leoric went all the way back to base. Both sides now looking at their siege camps. I'll try to get them both on the screen at the same time so you can watch this action happen. Sonic Arrow going to reveal the try from Hanzo. It does actually show ETC moving towards mid, so Ariel will be able to get that information. Scoot on back towards the wall. Ouija looking healthy here, waiting for the team to show up because just to support, can't do the wave clear things, guys. Almost at level 4 now for Zirconium League, and we'll check out up top. Finally, Leoric back in this lane dealing with Imperius, and this time, Shadonis getting the better trade, just as he was able to do in game number 1 against that Sonya.
Hero slain.
Oh no, I missed a kill. It's Sylvanas picking it up. Let's check out the kill count. 1 for Leoric, 1 for Sylvanas here in the early portions of the game. As our shrines are active, bottom side going to be controlled currently by Zirconium League. And when you have a hero like Probius, it's going to make it that much harder to try to push out up against it and onto this point. Mongoose so low on health, getting some support from Ariel. But both sides, top and bottom, are channeled currently by Zirconium League, so they can walk right on towards this shrine at mid and get the first DK of the game, but so far not really worrying about it. Instead, just trying to siege in this bottom lane for as long as they can. And look at this setup on the point by Probius. 2 pylons in the bushes. Means they have the vision, they have the battery for Probius to stay in here as long as he wants. But gonna have to back on up, and finally Jason able to get rid of both of those pylons. Mongoose on the point with Li Ming. Able to take the bottom side now for Team Training Wheels. A lot of damage being dumped out by these orbs and these magic missiles. Jason having to blink away as Dead On able to move on the point. Has that lightning shield. Now Mongoose gonna walk back on through. He's surrounded by a few blue shirts, and there's a great power slide, but a good heal by Ouija, keeping Johanna alive for now with the help of that Iron Skin. Couldn't remember what it's called. Iron Skin for Johanna. Yeah, I've been in the off-season mode too, guys. You guys haven't been playing. I haven't been casting. But we're getting back in the swing of things here. Appreciate you guys bearing with me. Level 7's almost picked up for Zirconium League, and They haven't had reason to leave the bottom lane yet. Let's see what they get here at level 7. Will be cleanse for Rhaegar. Certainly going to help against that Johanna. And yeah, Rift Shock for Probius. This is the way I like to play. Already at 12 stacks at level 1 on Warp Resonance. Only needing 20 to stack that up. So Tlem's already on pace to have a very early stack on that town. Another condemn there by Mongoose, putting himself at risk, but has Iron Skin backing up and now back onto the point. Another condemn going to hit onto 2 targets, Rhaegar and Sylvanas, but Mongoose can't get help from the team because look at these warp rifts in the zone, and everyone afraid to walk through means Johanna gets left on an island. 3rd kill of the game for Zirconium League, and now they're going to try to parlay this into a Bruiser Camp pickup on the bottom side. Let's follow the action still with Leoric and Imperius trying to rotate up and down this mid and top lane. Who's winning? I mean, I guess it's Leoric. It's really hard to tell. It's almost deadlocked. But Leoric certainly has the better of the wave clear out of both of those heroes. A lot of Go Zirconium Leagues in chat. And a bit of trolling from my good friend Shui. Thank you so much for being here, and I promise you I will learn about Iron Skin when I play Johanna. Don't worry, she's not one of my highest level heroes. Camp Steal, and look at this. We do have Merc Queen here in game number 2 from Sylvanas. Game 1 we didn't see it, but this time a lot of stone giants throwing out. Mongoose doesn't have Iron Skin that time. He'll fall. But a good kill, counter kill by Jason. Maybe some help from that fort as well. No healer for Zirconium League. No tank for Team Training Wheels, as our shrines are still active here. It's going to be really up to Leoric, able to hold this top shrine against Imperius. Imperius actually being pretty far away right now, maybe heading directly towards the channel. Let's see if he wants to spear over the wall to get there a bit quicker, but so far nothing from Honeybear. Both shrines now channeled by Zirconium League. Tynea's Vein going to look at the DK. But a shield glare from Mongoose is going to shut that down, at least originally. Ooh, Sonic Arrow just a moment too late from Gigglesmack. And that will be first Dragon Knight of the game, belonging to the Z-League. Already getting through the wall and the well. Here comes our blue side with the DK onto this fort, and really no reason at all that they shouldn't be able to get this down. Here comes the targeting from that fort, booting away the Hanzo. Ooh, Warp Rift. Is that what it, wait, what's this called? Null Gate. Yeah, I don't know what that's called either. Shree, you gonna make fun of me? I don't know Probius heroics. Shame on me. It's the Null Gate. Didn't get too much value there. Of course, Iron Skin from Mongoose able to walk right through it. But that big boot away means Dragon Knight might be able to pick up another fort. Going to try to get some help from Rhaegar, but he's pretty low. Has to be careful. Leoric going to try to push a wave up here at mid as well. And there goes the DK. Popped up. Another Null Gate going to be thrown down. That's a short cooldown. What is the cooldown? 30 seconds. What a pest. Clems on the Probius. You'd love to see it. Camps on both sides. Gigglesmack here on the Hanzo. Did pick up, yeah, never outmatched. Gonna help reduce the cooldown of Scatter Arrow, but still not completed is that simple geometry at level 1. So just a bit more work. I think it's only 3 more stacks. Yeah, he's got to get to 20, so 3 more stacks. Whereas the other side, Probius, who was off to a quick start, a bit behind now, only at 14 of 20. Big push up top with the help of Tynea's Vein and the Sylvanas. It's just Honeybear in defense here. Big Bruiser Camp with the help of that Merc Queen going to try to siege in as we do have a fight taking place at mid. There's that Null Gate once again. Mongoose going to sidestep around it. And that'll be it. No further attack from either team, but maybe a decent spot. Blessed Shield. You got that Dragon's Arrow as well for Team Training Wheels. And if they find anyone sticking out, they can just rip a combo, but so far not willing to do it. They just want to get this wave clear out, wait for the level 13 talents. Smart move, I gotta say. But does this mean a camp invade? Looks like the answer is yes. Here comes Sylvanas. Probius as well, throwing down some of those rifts. Hanzo's got it scouted out with that Scatter Arrow, but it's going to be too little too late as another Null Gate comes down. Should be a quick clear here from TTW. And it is. Shrine number 2 will be active in 15 seconds. And it'll be another siege camp here for Zirconium League, with the bruiser camp still sitting down at bottom. TTW is going to go for it. I do like this. They're going to try to support their Hanzo in here, and I don't think... Uh-oh, they're coming. Mongoose is going to see it. Calling it out. Here they come, guys. There's a Dragon's Arrow right onto Deadon, but the Ancestral Heal going to keep ETC alive, as the natural agility was not quick enough from Hanzo. He dies as he's jumping over the wall. Ends up being a triple kill for Zirconium League. Still in chase on Jason, but looks like Li Ming will be able to get away. What a fight for Zirconium League, coming from 2 different angles. Spooky, spooky, spooky. Getting the triple kill, stealing away the camp, and potentially now able to get their second Dragon Knight of the game. Which direction do they move? Looks like bottom lane, Bruiser Camp, Siege Camp. This is double Mercs, and the Merc Queen from Sylvana shutting it down with Black Arrows as well. Huge siege potential, and they're going to get through this entire wall. I don't see anything that stops this. No, they certainly can't. But here comes the defense. 5 heroes from TTW trying to stop it, but they're not going to stop the Dragon Knight from being grabbed. And the escape is on, and the escape is good from Zirconium League. Now here comes that DK at mid. They were able to get that fort down. With some minions here, they're going to continue pushing in onto this keep wall. 5 heroes now from Z-League here as well. Wall down. Turrets are down. Wow, that one stood for a lot longer than I thought. Big Boot gonna kick away Giggle Schmack, and that means not a lot of damage because Hanzo's not here, but Li Ming putting in work. Good Dragon's Arrow as well, gonna keep a few targets here as Sylvana's trying to shut down the fort. Won't be enough to keep the Leoric alive. Now pushing forward is Li Ming. Can't find a double kill quite yet, but over the wall, natural agility, Hanzo trying to stay in chase, can't quite get the job done. Plenty of slows coming out from Shadonis on this dead Leoric. Says, I am not dead. I will continue to slash you with my Q and slow you down and make you hate your life right now. So good work, Zirconium League. Lose a hero, but get a bit of value with the DK. Maybe not as much as they wanted. Nullgate being thrown on the wall. And the mosh pit as well, a solo mosh pit. Enough to kill Imperious, but that's a long cooldown, 120 seconds for ETC. That shouldn't matter. Still have a 2-level lead, a 6-kill lead, and a 2-fort lead currently. ETC still playing aggressive, wants this Bruiser camp, starting it up. And the full squad from Zirconium League is here. Of course, Proby is trying to set up in as safe position as possible. Leoric doing a good job zoning that top half. And just like that, camp will be taken. No pressure along with it. They just want to get this wave forward. I'm going to steal away another camp. This time it's a siege camp here on the bottom side. Tlem's being exposed by that wall. Everyone should know where Probius is at, but I don't think they see that the rest of the team is on this siege camp. And it will be stolen away. No contest by Zirconium League. So they're able to run in there, take away 2 enemy camps, and now with the opportunity to get their own 2 camps. Shrine's active in 10 seconds. This will be a nice little power play for Zirconium League. And Shadonis, we already see at top on that Leoric, waiting to hop on the shrine. Down bottom, ETC, there's Deadon. He's on the bottom shrine. So who gets to mid? Looks like Sylvana's going to run there. Can anyone interrupt this in time? Where's the Null Gate? Need to see it. We don't see it. So Probius falls, but here's the Dragon Knight. Big Boot over the wall. Ooh, not quite the right direction. But it does separate him from the fight. Will be a 4v4 with the probe down. But the DK in the hands of Zirconium League means opportunity to work on one of these keeps. Which one's going to be more priority? I would imagine the bottom lane. They do have Siege Giants here. It looks like that's exactly where they're going. 5-man defense in position from Team Training Wheels. Will that March of the Black King come out again from Leoric? Might need to be. As Sylvanas the one. There's the March of the Black King. Going to get some value onto Johanna, but not quite enough to finish anything off. DK will be popped out. Keep is still standing. And that was a very solid defense from Team Training Wheels, but still having to deal with some damage. There's a good wailing arrow from Sylvanas. Very low. Has to pop the armaments is Imperious. And that should be a kill. It is. Now resets for Lehman. Can she get number 2? So far, no, but a good stun and a good spear by Imperious. Triple kill. Can it be 4 as Leoric's about to go down? Shadonis will fall. It's a quad kill for Team Training Wheels. Their first big mega, or multi-kill, I should say, of the set. And they finally find a chance to siege forward onto anything here. It'll be the bottom lane fort wall. They did just lose their top fort with the help of this bruiser camp that was pushing in. Looks like Imperious is being sent up to deal with it. Li Ming just now rejoining the squad. As Probius putting in some work. You see Mongoose very low. They're going to have to play a bit safer with the poke style. Now moving on to this bottom bruiser camp again. Last time they were here, didn't work out as planned. But should be a bit of an easier time with Leoric dead and Probius back at that wall. They do pick it up. First bruiser camp pickup of the game for Team Training Wheels. I think they got their own bruiser camp up top earlier, but certainly haven't gotten this bottom one yet. Probius just deals with it like butter. Doesn't even matter. He's like, all right, get the camp. I throw in a couple warp rifts, and it's dead. Level 20s picked up. It will be Death March for Leoric. Looks like Rewind for Rhaegar. Death Mosh, the Death Metal for ETC. What's this? Shoot 'em up. Wow. Okay. I don't even know what that's going to do, but it looks fun. And Deafening Blast from Sylvanas going to add some more damage and double the length of that silence on the Wailing Arrow. Level 20 is almost here for Team Training Wheels. You see them kind of stacking up around that Dragon Knight. But here comes Zirconium League with the help of a Siege Camp, with the help of Sylvanas and these Black Arrows getting down the first keep of the game. I don't think anything's going to save it. And there it goes. Keep number 1 down, and the retreat is on. Bottom shrine going to be stood on by Sylvanas. Still no one on the top side for either team. It'll be Honeybear moving up that direction first, playing Imperious, and right behind will be Shadonis on Leoric. But there's 4 heroes here from Team Training Wheels, perhaps looking to fight now with their level 20 talents. They're going to leave Leoric to the top. Maybe look for a fight here at mid. It's Deadon and Tynea's Vayne. Now Umbob and Talem's going to show up as well, coming from the top of Shadonis on Leoric. We have ourselves a 5v5 now, getting ready to set off. Siege Camp's pushing in the bottom lane, so eventually Team Training Wheel's going to have to get back there. Johanna being assaulted by ETC. Great damage coming out, and Leoric's down. Resets now for Li Ming, but the second orb is going to miss from Jason. No double kill yet for Team Training Wheels as the Ancestral Heal just a moment too late, but the Death Metal going to connect onto Imperious. Oh! Clems with a big blast from Probius getting the kill, making it a 2-for-1 in favor of TTW, but a nice kill going to maybe save the day and give them some time to respond to this push now. Bottom lane, Siege Giant still alive. Catapults as well. Someone has to get down there and clear that out for TTW, and it's just Ouija here in the top lane. This is a port player having to deal with the wave clear in the top. And that mid, Jason and Mongoose just kind of floating around, making sure no one's able to get the Dragon Knight. And finally, we'll make the move towards the bottom lane.
The red team's core is in peril.
Core is in peril. Catapults collapsing on in. But they should be able to maintain all the shielding here. Of course, it's getting pretty close, but enough wave clear in the tank. And there it goes. Now back on the point. Sylvanas standing on top of the Leoric, waiting to channel. Sonic Arrow going to reveal Leoric standing there, but can anyone get here in time? They do with that Wave of Force. There's a Blessed Shield as well coming out from Mongoose. That's going to use a 60-second heroic cooldown from Johanna. So into this fight, they're going to be a bit underrepresented with their talents as the Black March is coming in. Big silence onto Ariel as well as she pops herself in that Crystal Aegis, keeping herself alive, and they get another kill before the Ancestral can go off. Well done, make it 2 as Li Ming getting the resets. Can she make it 3? She does. Can it be 4? This time, no. Out of mana is Jason, but a triple kill at an opportune moment for Team Training Wheels. They got to worry about top. Bruiser Camp still pushing in. Imperious able to spear over the wall and start channeling this top side. Down bottom, it's Johanna under a bit of threat from Imperious, but it doesn't matter. On the channel is the Captain Gigglesmack, and first Dragon Knight of the game for Team Training Wheels coming at the 19-minute mark. These late game DKs can be the only thing you need to win. They just got to find themselves a keep. 8 seconds until Leoric respawns, and Shadonis will be right on top of this. 13 for the tank ETC and another 13 for Sylvanas. So a little bit of time to wait until they have their full defense. So taking advantage of it here is Team Training Wheels looking to get this keep down. They get through the wall, get through the turrets. Here they come. Dragon Knight still sitting with a minute left on the timer. 69%. Nice on the health bar. And poking away is Jason with this Leeming, trying to help out as well. Is some of this healing from Ouija, but you can't keep up the DK. And look at all that damage that's already happened. Now, trying to get out of here is Hanzo. Inside the DK. Honeybear going to be stuck in that null gate. Pops the armaments. Might be able to throw it out and get some damage off, but still not quite enough. Very sturdy is ETC on the front side, holding on to that mosh pit. There's the Dragon's Arrow leaping out with play of the game as Hanzo with the silence. The Wailing Arrow going to shut this down in the mosh pit. Looking fantastic. Ancestral heal. A self-ancestral heal onto Rhaegar with the Death Mosh coming out, making it a quad kill for Zirconium League. Now marching towards that core with a speed booster is Slems in this Probius. Trying to end it out. It's just Hanzo in defense. No heroic. No play of the game left in the tank. Can Zirconium League close it out here and punch their ticket into next week's quarterfinal round? Core shielding down 80%. Make it 70, 60, and falling quick. 50, 40. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Zirconium League. They're moving on 2-0 over Team Training Wheels. Let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series and Military and Veteran Gamers. What a set. Really exciting both games, honestly. Could have gone to either side in either game, but ultimately it's Zirconium League, the number 8 seed, knocking off the number 9 seed Team Training Wheels. Bit of a grudge match, perhaps. I'm just joking. They're good friends, but they did play together last season. That was fun for me to get to watch. Really excited to be able to cast that one in particular. I saw it on the schedule. When I made the schedule, I was like, I got to make sure I get to cast that one. We were able to do it, and it's Zirconium League winning 2-0. Let's check out these stats before we look at the talents. Another great one from Shadonis. This time not leading in Siege because they got Probius with them. Great work from Tlems. Tlems, you're my Game 2 MVP just because you picked Probius. I don't even care if you didn't have quite as much damage as Sylvanas. It was pretty darn close. That looked good. Definitely need to consider banning that out if you play against Zirconium League next week. Let's take a look at this talent screen before we move on. Big upgrades at level 20 from Leoric and Sylvanas really helped secure some kills, and most notably the Death Mosh from ETC. I think died 3 times post 20, and all 3 times was able to find a Death Mosh connection. Well done by Dead On, and overall really job well done as well. Shout outs to Team Training Wheels. A bit of a new roster for them, but still maintaining the core of that roster. I'm excited to see how they're able to transition here with Season 9 just around the corner. So best of luck to them, and huge thank you for participating in this event. So really good friends of mine, some former RG members on that squad, Mongoose and Jason. So shout outs to you guys, and thanks again for being participants here in the ReGen Invitational. I'm going to try to get us an interview, so if you don't mind, I will be right back. Let me message Shadonis. Interview. Bu-bu-bu-bum. Oh, he pinged me. Look at that. Hey, hey. And welcome, Shadonis, captain of Zirconium League. Fresh name, fresh team, fresh roster. How you guys feeling after your first competitive game together?
We're feeling pretty good. We're feeling actually very, very good.
Yeah, so I mentioned on stream some you had Mongoose on your team last season, not with you this season, but you had an opportunity to play against them here in the opening round. I know I don't want to call it a grudge match because there is no grudge. I'm sure you guys are best of friends, but how did it feel getting to play against them, and did you maybe have a bit of extra fun with this one?
There was definitely a semblance of fun, especially considering I don't know if you remember the highlight last season, but the Death Mosh.
Yep.
That was pretty.
I
Yeah.
literally just got done talking about how Dead On, I think, died 3 times post 20, and all 3 of those times was able to land a Death Mosh, which helped your team tremendously, especially in that last quad kill you guys got. So, I guess heads up playing by Dead On to close out the game. Job well done.
Thank you.
So let's kind of rewind a bit. Game number 1, they picked Volskaya Foundry, and you guys came out with what I was like, whoa, these are like, what are these bands? You guys took away Deckard, Cain, and Muradin. Is this homework or is this science? What is it?
So the Deckard Cain was because we always have issues, especially on point control with our positioning. It's just not something we've had an issue with before, and with the new roster, we're so focused on trying to rebuild synergy that we just haven't been able to focus on the finer details of that. And we felt like with Mongoose tanking for the other team, that a Deckard would have just been too much CC, and it would have been death after death. I didn't have a chance to explain that to my team, but that was my thinking.
So on Volskaya, of course, it's known for item control, which team can hold on to more items, and truthfully, it was Team Training Wheels getting the better hand throughout most of it. But you guys found some opportunities to start invading camps. You were able to steal away their turret at least twice. Talk about a bit when you found yourselves down in that item possession. I think we were heading into control point B. You guys were able to swing it around, and it was really during that control point B where we saw you guys start to take a pretty dominant lead. Do you remember some of those fights and how that happened, and want to talk through it for us?
So, honestly, I think the reason was because I woke up to the fact that I was landing against a Sonya, and as such, I could double soak while they handled a lot of other stuff on the map and forced the enemy team to respond.
Yep.
I don't remember if we had talent tier at the start of the fight, but I know we had it at least leading up to the fight, and I feel like that helped us get in a really solid position.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to your Leoric play. Both games you picked it up. Both games you had the March picked up, which I was like, okay, no Entomb, who's this guy? But it worked. It really did. And game 1, I mentioned you were top siege damage, top hero damage, top self-healing, top XP, like all of it. Like MVP game 1. Is this like a hidden thing? Like people just need to learn? You just take March of the Black King?
This is not hidden. Honestly, it's for the longest time, I was on the why on earth would you take anything other than Entomb road? Yep. But with our old offlaner taking March and me seeing how much survival that gave him, as well as a few not Paradox videos and a few videos from other offlaners and stuff like that, I honestly felt like, in general, especially with our composition, March would have gotten a whole lot more value. I mean, maybe game 2, Entomb might have led to a kill or 2.
Yep.
But March just kept me alive long enough to harass pretty much everyone on their backline long enough to give us a pretty solid position in the fights.
So let's talk a bit about this bracket. I don't know if you were able to tune in earlier to watch Party Time and Nexus Cats, who took place earlier this evening on my channel. It was Party Time winning 2-0. They're the number 1 seed. And that's who you guys are going to be facing in the next round next week, the quarterfinals. Any thoughts moving into that matchup against a pretty formidable team in Party Time? Have you had opportunity to scout them or watch them last season, or any thoughts on them in that matchup?
So I haven't gotten a chance to really scout them or anything like that, and sadly I wasn't able to tune in. I was just trying to warm up as frankly, off lane is still a very new position to me. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I will say I'm a little nervous going against a seed number 1. But it's not the first time that this team, not with this roster, but this team has gone up against astronomically low odds, and I don't know. I feel like we can do it.
Well, I always have faith in an underdog, and if we want to call you that, I don't even know if that's the case, according to my pre-tournament bracket seedings, but it's not a science. So I gotta say, you guys looked fantastic tonight. Keep your heads up. Take that match next week and give them hell.
That's the plan.
All right, Shadonis, huge win tonight. Before I let you go, gotta give you time to shout out whoever you'd like. My friend, the floor is yours.
So shout out to my wonderful friends and family, some of which were busy and still managed to tune in to this cast, and I'm very thankful for their support. Additionally, shout out to the new roster. They're adapting very quickly and very well to the really odd circumstances that we're in, jumping into a tournament with basically 2 weeks to slap together a coordinated group. And bow before Kel'Thuzad.
There you go. Hey, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. Excuse me. Tlems, way to go on the Probius. Make sure that they know that was outstanding. I loved it, the whole thing. I don't get to see it often, and when I do, I got to be sure to mention it. So shout out to Tlems from me. Shadonis,
sure.
My friend, thank you so much for participating in the event. Thank you for the interview, and best of luck next week in the quarterfinals.
Oh, I did forget something. Shout
Sure.
out to the charity that we're supporting. I meant to
Absolutely.
do that too.
Military and veteran gamers, if you want to donate, ! Donate in chat to get the link. If you get that later on, you can go to our bracket. The link is there as well. Thank you for mentioning that, Shadonis. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. Well, best of luck, and I'll see you soon.
See you around.
All right, stream. Where does that leave us? That leaves us at the end of the night. It's all over. It's all been said. It's all been done. But don't you worry. We'll be back tomorrow night with even more action. What am I casting tomorrow night? I got to figure this out. Oh, I know. Tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, it's the number 2 seed versus the number 15 seed. It's ReGen Phoenix versus the Illa Dancing Queens. Right back here, twitch.tv/murderrg. So make sure you're following. Thank you for being a viewer during this event. Really can't do it without you guys showing up to watch. Can't do it without the team showing up to play. And really can't help meet this goal without you guys hitting that donate and hitting it hard. We're already at 36%. Tremendous. And we're just in day number 2 of this 2-week event. Huge shout out to you guys. Thank you for being with us this evening, and looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. I leave you with our fantastic video. Music by my good friend Muntons, twitch.tv/Muntons. Give him a follow if you want to show some love. I'm Murda. You guys are Twitch chat, and I'll see you guys in the Nexus.